9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Buongiorno, good evening, happy Sunday night, nearly said Saturday night then. Welcome to tonight's live show. Tonight we are going to be blind tasting, and when I say we, for those of you not in my membership community, a lot of my membership community have got little samples. I'm posh, I've got little glass bottles. We've got little samples of some very tasty rums. We don't know what they are. So we're going to be having a little sort of blind tasting. And then the guys that are going to come on and explain this should be with us about 8:30. So the whole purpose of this evening is we've got a £40 rum, a £60 rum-ish, bit more, about £62-63 I think, and a £72-73 rum here. So we're going to be tasting it blind. I want this all big collaborative effort to kind of get tasting notes, see what we think, see which one is the more expensive, see which one's the £40 one, and see which one's the £70 one. See if we can pick that, if there's a golfing quality, because in theory 70 and 40 nearly double. So it's going to be a fun night. So roughly about 8:30 ish, give or take, depending how quick we go on with this. Our special guest will be with us tonight, so I'm really looking forward. So just to quickly do the intros to say hello to everyone. We've got Mark, Scott, Ian, Steve O, Havana Steve, Philip, I'm going backwards here, Chris, Neil, Bingo, other Chris, there's 3 Chris's, Katie, hello Katie, happy birthday to you, Dan and Katie. It's a year yesterday, I forgot what it was. Stratford Sodas, Mark, Decky, Karen, Nick, Decky, Mark again, Andy Barham, and I think that was it before I went live. So should be really good fun. Good evening all. I didn't get this week's rum. I thought I would be able to still watch. Awesome. Jim, hello Jim. And I can never say it. I'm really sorry. I should learn how to say this. Constantinos. There we go. Constantinos. Hello, my friend. How are you? There's nothing really more to say. I'm going to go. I've been faffing around. I don't know what the quality of the mic is about. I've got my different mic on. I've been trying to make it sound a little bit better with absolutely no success at all. So I really apologise if it's too loud, if it's peaking. If it peaks at all, just let me know and I can turn it down very slightly. It's not too that bit's quite easy. So I've lost my little notepad. No, I haven't. It's right there. So I'm going to do my little tasting notes. And I just kind of, so I want to basically do this on like Rumex sort of guidelines, just to kind of feed us through the thing. So obviously I can't use Rumex, I can't use the app, so I don't know what's going on because we've got 3 rums here. So we want number 1 first, boys and girls. So for those of you that have got your number 1 sample at home, pour it out. That's all I can really say. Pour it out. I say this will all be revealed roughly about 8:30 of what we're drinking. All right. So for those kind of just joining us, there's Ganimal, there's Johan. Hello, Johan. So hopefully this will be revealed what these rums are. Steve, slightly peaking. Cool. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. So let me turn that down slightly. Is that better? I'm going to talk a bit louder. So just let me know whether that's peaking, whether that's better. I can't see any red anymore. I can see a bit of yellow, but I can't see any red. So hopefully that's a little bit better. So cheers for that, Bingo Ringo. Right, so number 1, boys and girls. And Claire's in the toilet. Thanks for coming, Claire. Right, number 1. So I say, I don't know which one's the, cheers, Bingo. I don't know which one's the expensive one. I don't know which one's the cheap one. I've got a little bit left in there. But for those of you that have got it, and Wendy's conveniently got COVID. Conveniently. Oh, what are we getting on that? Loads of vanilla on that. So, to recap, for those of you just joining us, we've got, I can see the numbers here. I've got a £40 rum, 60, I think it's 62, 63 pounds apparently, and wrong way around, and a 72, 73 pound rum. So the whole point is blind tasting. We're just going to go through the tasting notes. Hey, Scott, Florida County 12. We're just going to go through the tasting notes, and then it's going to be revealed what we've got later. So I think there's about 18, I forget how many are sent out now, about 18 to 20 in my membership community have got these samples. So number one, on the nose, let's go through the aroma. Let's get some tasting notes of people in the old chat on number one. I want to get that. I'm getting loads of vanilla on the smell. What else? Maybe a bit of smoke. Chris, interesting idea for a video. Remember when you compared Casario? Yeah. Apricot. Maybe sherry on the nose. Is this number one, Windy? Awesome. Apricot. Right, let's write this down. I'm gonna have a little column for me and a little column for you lot. So apricot and sherry. Sherry. Right. Oh, I like your apricot vibes. I get that. I get where you're coming from in there. I think I was going to say some form of tropical fruit. I was going to sort of say mango-ish, but I like your apricot. That's a decent shout. What we got? Mark's got vanilla and raisins, so we'll add raisins down here. I like this. Karen's got sherry and wood. I definitely the barrel aging. Definitely kind of get that. So barrel aging, we like that. Danimal's got mango smoke. See, yeah, I do. I don't know. Windy's giving me that apricot, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, but mango is where my first head was. Oak number one blows your head off. Smells like nail polish remover. That's cool. Nail polish remover. We like that. That's a big tasting note in this. I don't know what the ABV of this is actually. To be fair, I should have looked or should have asked. Right, I don't get any I don't get anything ethanol-y, nail polish remover, glue, or anything like that on there. Stone fruit, yeah, the apricot, David, yeah, great shout. Lots of raisin scent. It's quite woody on the right. Right, so Rumex, I've got the little thing in front of me, how to do this. So, scores for Rumex. Smelling that, it's kind of fruity. So we're scoring it out of 5. For this, so fruity, floral, spices, woody, roasted, and round. Okay, that's what we're going for. So on the fruit, I'm going to give it a 2 for fruit smell. So punch in your numbers up there. So just if you want to do one big comment, or just do numbers in that order. So fruit, floral, spices, woody, roasted, and roundness. So if you've got any scores for that. Let me know. So fruit, I'm going 2. Quite floral on the nose. See, I'm the opposite. I don't get much floral on this at all. Getting woody tones. Spices, a little bit of spice in there. I'm a little bit bunged up still with a cold, but not too bad. And now floral 3. Okay, so let's do floral. He's put 3 in there. I would go the other way. Getting varnish too, David. David, was that you that got? I know you were stone through. Who said nail polish remover? Who was that? Ian. Right. Chris, wood 4, like that. Which one's wood? Wood's after spices. Spices. Right. Wood. What else we got? Roasted and round. Right. So you guys going wood for? This is just on the nose. Remember. Wood 4. I'm definitely not going that high. It depends what experience you've got with sipping rums. For me, the wood on the nose there's 2 at the most. Bearing in mind, when you get up to something like the Pusses 15, or what else have I got? The Florida County 18. They're quite healthy woody vibes. So I'm going 2. Spices, I'm going 1 to 2. Floral, definitely 1 for me. Roasted, little bit of roasted notes on there, and rounded. It smells kind of a nice rounded rum. I'm getting lots of fruit, a little bit of spice, a little bit of barrel aging. So I'm actually going 3 for the rounded. Right, Ian. I like this, Ian. Thank you. Where do we go? 3 for fruits, 1 for spice. What's that? Floral 1. Brilliant. Spices 3, wood 3, round 3. Spices 3, wood 3, round 3. Like that. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Karen, grass now reminds me of sugarcane. Oh, okay. Karen, aged sugarcane. I'm going to write that down. Sugarcane. That's a good one. Sugarcane. Right. We're fruit K3 D2. What's D2? D2. What? Don't know what that means. Oh, Kate and Dan. Kate's 3, Dan's 2. Sorry. Flora 1, spiced 1, woody 5. Right, cool. Calgy 84. Hello, Calgy 84. Right. I'm going for a little taste now. Coca-Cola. Oh, Jesus. That's very different on the taste of what it smells like. Well, right. Hang on. Let's do this. So, taste. That's a very hefty on the wood finish. Peppery spice on there. There's a fruit. What's that fruit? It's like gone. Sort of dried fruit. Just only 10 likes and 50 watching. Yeah, I'd love you people. I would absolutely love some likes if you smash the like button. But I do appreciate a lot of people do watch this on a TV. The live shows do get a lot of views on the TV, and it's really hard to like videos on the TV. So if you're watching on the TV, what's the word? I'll let you off. But if you're watching on a mobile or on a desktop or whatever, or iPad or something like that, you can smash the like button. Right, Havana's burnt orange. I like that. That's a great shout. Burnt orange. Yes, 100% pick that up. Apple on the taste. Prunes and tobacco. Prunes I can kind of understand because I do get dried fruit. Tobacco. It's that little hint of smoke, maybe. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Who's that? Was that Katie? Who said tobacco? Am I hovering over it? That's why I can't see it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Hello, Kay. Tobacco. Spice wood molasses taste. Thank you very much, Scott. Let's give Scott some love. Show. Thank you very much, my friend. That's very generous of you. Very generous. Thank you. Calgy, watching on TV but with a wireless keyboard. Oh, look at you with all the technology. To be fair. Woohoo! Katie, Dan says cinnamon. Yeah, the more it's finishing, the more I do sort of get cinnamon on there. The mango-y apricot is definitely not as pronounced as what it is on the smell. There's a little bit of tropical fruit there, but I personally am struggling to get what that is. Just sits on her cheeks and doesn't leave. I do like the cinnamon on that. That's a good shout. It's like peppery spice, but then dries out into cinnamon. I do like that. Just kind of, let's give it a little swill. If anything, the oranges come out even more. I do get orange. But no, wood, I'm not getting anything else on that. So I've got wood, peppery, going into cinnamon, spiced. Oh, it's a little hint of vanilla. Little hint of vanilla. I like that. Right then, let's do the scores on this one. So again, we've got sweetness to add in this time. Okay. But then everything else is the same. So sweet, fruit, floral, spices, wood, roast, round. Right, there we go. So, my scores. Sweetness. It's kind of funny because it has got that sugar vibe, but obviously the barrel aging, the sort of cinnamon, the really detracts from that sweetness. So I'm going 1. I don't know what you lot are going, but I'm definitely going 1. Fruits. Oh, not much. It's a little bit of dried fruit in there. I've tasted, the things that I would naturally score 2 or 3, I think are fruity in that. So I'm going to have to go 1, personally, for that. Sweet 2, maybe 3. We're sweet 2. 2, maybe 3. Something's just fallen on the floor. That's my colour checker thing. There we go. Floral. There's nothing. Zip on the floral. If anyone gets any floral, I'll be amazed on that, but I'm getting nothing. Right, cheers, Nick. This is what we like. Sweet 1, fruit. Fruit 2, spice 2, wood 3. Yeah, I haven't even got that far yet. I'll agree with that. Spice is definitely 2. What's he put there? Spice 2, wood 3. Rounded 2, floral 1. Rounded 2, floral 1. You're giving floral. Wood still 4 for me. Bingo. Right. Tell you what I'm going to do for you, Bingo. The next time I send something your way, I'm going to send you a 4 and I'm going to send you a 5 for Woody. Just so you've got some sort of comparison, because yes, there's quite a lot of barrel aging on that, but I keep coming back to that Pusser's 15. That Pusser's 15 is like steroids, barrel aging on steroids, if you like. So, right, Tom. Hello, Tom. So we're on number 1, Tom. I know you. I'm sure you have. I'm absolutely sure you have. Yes, I know you have. We're on number 1. We've done the nose and we've done the tasting, and basically we're going to announce what these are about 8:30ish. Probably a bit later than that. I was trying to do 10 minutes of rum, but we'll try and go through the next one quicker. So we're still on number 1. We're just doing the tasting there. Katie, fruit 1, floral 1, spice 3. You like that? Sweetness 2. Audio is still peaky. Sorry, Scott. Right, let's just take this down slightly. Right, there we go. I've taken it down another couple of notches. All right, so I hope that I've gone quieter, but that might still there. Nothing's peaking on here, but I can see it on there. Right. I definitely don't recognise it. It's definitely 100% nothing I've got behind the bar here. 100% now. Right, so that's that. I like. Oh, scores. Score out of 100. So I didn't put this down, did I? Hang on, let me just go randomly into Rumex. The ratings. So, what's this? Hang on. Plus. Right. So this is definitely. Oh, hang on. Right. Here we go. So 50 to 60 is average, 60 to 70 is pleasant, 70 to 80 is good, 80 to 90 is very good, 90 to 100 is excellent. So I like that. I don't do like I've stopped doing like the whole 72s and 73s. I'm kind of like, I think this is where scores out of 10 really works. You can go like 7.5. So I've gone. So I do like a 70 or a 75, which would be a 7 or a 7.5 if you like, an 8. Is it an 8 out of 10? I'm going 70. I'm going 75. 7.5 out of 10. That's what I'm doing. 75 out of 100. So 7.5 effectively. 77, 75, 75, 77. We like that. Scott, 20. Nice. Scott, this is Plantation Guyana. No, I'm joking. Would that be funny? It's definitely not Plantation Guyana. Not that I've had it, but right. Okay. Scott, 70. Yeah, I like that. Karen, I like your vibe. I haven't forgotten that. Your vibe, your sugarcane, your agricole kind of. I kind of get where you're coming from in that. But I want to see Karen score. And I don't know whether Pam will get involved because Pam's hangover to. But Karen, I'd like to see your sort of scores on this. Karen and Pam, if you are as well. Right, let's move on to number 2. Number 2, numero 2, man. Where's Big G anyway? Big G? I'm sure Big G's got these. Is Big G just... Is he getting involved tonight or what? Where's Big G? I haven't seen him all day, actually. Right. He's our guru with the tasting notes in the palate. Right, number 2. Number 2. Right. So, number 2. Let's go on this. Put that to that. I think number 1 potentially was got a little bit more air to it. I've just had that last bit of gulp, and I've just got a little bit of tropical fruit on there. Oh, there he is! Look, there he is. Big G, we've just tasted number 1, and the great consensus is most people like it. We've got 70s, 75s out of 100. You can see this. You can see the comments. You can catch up on there. Big G. Right. Okay. Let's have a whiff of this one. Oh. What's that? What's that? There's something there. I can't get it. Number 2 is better on the nose. There's something that's really getting me. What's that? Much more ethanol-y, but in perfume way as opposed to nail varnish way. Hello, Pam. Oh, sorry, Pam. Sorry, Pam. I can't remember. I thought you did. Sorry. Karen, then I want to see your score out of 100, Karen, for the first one. Even if you're going to mix it, even if you are, I just want to see a score. That's all. Right, balanced on the nose, some hidden fruit. There's something really annoying me. So, someone give me some tasting notes. There's something there that I can't quite pick. It's like a fruity. Oh, it's weird. There is like this one's definitely got a little bit of floralness to it. Definitely. Pear drops, toffee. Pear drops. I tell you what. Nick, that's a good shout. I'm not sure whether it's one of those association things. So as soon as someone says it, you're like, oh yeah. Granny Smith, apple, I think Pete, pear drops. I think pear. I don't know whether that's just because Nick said it now, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, of course it is. I'm going to write that down though. That's great. Pear drops. What else have we got? Agree, ethanol. I don't get ethanol. I get floral. There's like a floral, vegetal sort of nose to this, but also there is like toffee, caramel. I don't know. I don't get much. There's not much barrel aging in this, which is kind of interesting. I think these are all kind of well aged. I think. Right, pear. I thought it before you said pear. Thanks, Kay. We get butterscotch and some sort of fruit along mango and papaya. Hang on, I'm being slack here. I've not written any of these down. Ethanol, butterscotch. I need shorthand. Butter. I'm just going to put butter because I know no one's going to smell butter. Dried fruit, caramel, dried caramel. 2 is also sugarcane and wood. See, I'm not getting wood. Is anyone getting the sort of floral, grassy vibe to it? Vegetal vibe. I don't know whether that's just me. No one else has said anything yet. There is something floral, like heather or rosemary. There's something to it, and I can't quite pick it. Okay, right. Scores for nosing then. I think caramel, no grass. There's definitely something floral. I'd love to know what that is. I can't really gauge that. No, I don't know. Right. What is it? It's so fruits out of 5. Floral out of 5. Spices. Should know this off by heart now. Spices, wood. The amount of times I've done this. Roasted. And round. roasted round. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. Right. So fruit. Herbal, massive, not herbaceous in my opinion. Grassy maybe. Eucalyptus. That's a good shout. I like that. Do you know where my head's going now? Honey. Now that you've said that, it's like a honey sort of, a light honey, a very light honey. Right, I want to try it. I want to sip it. Anyway, fruit. I'm personally going 2 because of that pear drop kind of thing. Floral, I'm going, I don't think it's a 3. I'm going 2. Spiced, nothing really. I give it a token 1. Yeah, I don't know. Give it a token 1. Wood, it's got to have some sort of wood on it, but I'm really not getting it. Honey menthol, that's not a bad shout, Ganimal. Not a bad shout. Spice, so 2s across the board for Nick, except for roasted. Think of Spanish. Oh, here we go. Oh, I like. See, this is why we miss G. Look, think of a Spanish hillside in summer, aromatic herbs and honey. That's genius. Like that. Right. Think of a Spanish hillside. Hang on, I'll just transport myself over there. I'm in a Spanish hillside. All I can think is is like beer. I wish I had some agricole here to compare it to. Do you think that's agricole? I'm not sure. It's nothing like that. It's nothing for me. It's nothing like that Clement. Nothing like that. Hang on, I have got some. I will do it in a minute. I've got some Select Barrel here. I mean, it's nothing like that. But right. So anyway, let's carry this. Wood. I'm going wood 1 there. Roasted, a token 1. Roundness 2. I don't know what else. We've only got 1 other scores here. No, not agricole for me. More Jamaican. Yeah, I'm not getting. If you compare it to the Clement, I'm not getting that sort of agricole vibe off it. I can get where Karen's coming from, but sorry, I wait for the taste. Right, we're tasting now. That is very different to the first one. Very different. Right. We are going for fruit. I'm just writing Ian's down. I like that. Fruit 3, floral 1, spiced 1, wood 2, roasted 1, round 1. Like that. And I missed Nick's. Mark's up there as well. 2, 2. Oh, you've got it in orders. Brilliant. 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. And there was one more. Who was that? I've lost it now. Nick up there. 2, 2, 2. Oh, just 1 for that one. 2, 2. Right. So tasting. That is very, very different on the taste. Adam is Marmite Pants. Hello, Adam. Longer finish on this one. Less pepper. Definitely less pepper on this. There is definitely that sort of honeyed vibe. I've got the honey. There is a bit of fruit. I wouldn't necessarily go tropical fruit, but there's some sort of probably more dried fruit. Actually, you know, like dried, what's it called? Not dried mixed peel that you put in cakes and all that, but that whole dried fruit where you got raisins, sultanas, maybe a little bit mixed peel. That's what that sort of reminds me of in there. I get a lot more spice on this one. No, that is so mellow. There's a tingle, but compared to the first one, absolutely nothing. Mint on the finish. Dried mango for me. Smelling the first one. Cacao as opposed to chocolate. Earthier. Like that. Less pepper, but way more sweet. Very, very light. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Do you know what? That's almost like column still for me. That's really interesting. Manuka honey. It has got that more luxurious kind of mouthfeel to it. Obviously, I'm going to keep the guest waiting for another sort of 10 or 15 minutes or so. I think they're watching along anyway, so we'll get them on. We're going to be another 10 minutes or so by the time we get on to number 3, I think. Caramel. First one smells like caramel now. I've got the glass. Right. So tasting notes off this. So honey. I'm going to write down some of your tasting notes here. Honey. I definitely agree with the honey. I got that minty tingle. Less pepper. I like Katie's earthier kind of comment. We like that. Earthier. Dried fruit for me. Someone put mango. Who put mango? I did see a mango somewhere. Who was that? Dried mango. Bingo ringo. Dried mango. Dried mango. There's a lot of honey sweetness. I get a bitterness on the end. Burnt sugar bitterness. Do I get a bitterness? Hey, wild child. I like the mint comment. See, I don't get the mint at all. No, I'm not getting the mint at all. Pistachios and almonds. Nutty. That's not a bad shout. Nutty. Okay, then. Let's move on to the scores then. Same again. So this one, don't forget when you do tasting, this one's got the sweetness. So sweetness. And then fruit, floral, spice, wood, roasted, round. All right. So fruit, floral, spiced, wood, roast, round. Right. So for me, sweet. What did we give the last one? 1. This one, I don't want to go 3. This is where rum X, you kind of need like a 2.5. Because it's not 3 for me. Frangipan. Oh, I like that. 78. No. Oh, you lot are all diving in with your scores out of 100, didn't you? All right, we'll do that. I want independent scores so far, so I'll do mine. I'll just quickly whiz through mine. Don't worry about yours too much. Sweet. If you disagree with me violently, then shout at me in the comments. But I'm going sweet. I'm going for 2. I would love to give it a 2.5, but it's not a 3, so I'm giving it a 2. Floral 2. Spices 2. Wood 1. Oh, wood 1. What did I give the last one? 2. Yeah, wood 1 then. Roasted. Because bearing in mind your Coronis, your 4-square ECSs will be like 4s and 5s as well. So, and this is nothing like them on wood. So, I mean, 1 there. Roasted. Again, I'd like to go 1.5, but 1. And round, I'm going 2. Right, scores. Let me just scroll back through these. So we've got 65 for Havana Steve. It got better as I went through it. 74, 75. 79 for Tom. 79 for the last one. 72 for that. 73. I like this better. So I gave the last one 75. I like this one better. So I would go, bearing in mind I do like 70, 75, 80, 85. I would go 80. If I was doing Rum X properly, I'd probably do 76, 77. I'm just going to put 76 to 80. That's what I'm going to put in there. Is it an 8 out of 10? Is it a 76 out of 100? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. So at the moment, the majority, 78, I'd go 79. I think the majority are preferring this one. So, okay, here's a question. All I need you to do at the moment is put number 1 or number 2 in the comments. Which one do you think is the more expensive one? Number 1 or number 2 so far? I personally would go number 2, personally. But I don't know. There's no. I mean, the colour's the same. Just purely because of the woodier, less rounded finish. That's where my head is. But Windy's gone number 2. Havana's number 1. Everyone else is number 2. Different finish, age, ABV. Yeah, I should have looked at the ABVs. No difference to be. Bearing in mind, we've got a 40 pounder, we've got a 62, 63 pounder, and a 70. Oh, perhaps these could be the 2 more expensive ones. We haven't tried the cheaper one yet. Interesting. So number 2. Right, okay, let's move on. So hang on, let's put that one there, number there. Let's move on to number 3 then. Numero 3. Paching, paching, paching. Right, number 3. Number 3. Right. Pause your stuff. Oh, number 3. Should have said 8:45, should I? 9 o'clock. Right. Oh, this one. Woo! Right. Colour is so much deeper. Number 3, much headier. The third one is lush grass. Wow, the comments are flying in. Hello, Caramel, my old friend. Wife says rum on the nose. Hello, Tom's wife. Much darker. This is proper, isn't it? Proper. So, God, I nearly had a sip then. Jesus. Oh dear, vinegar. Right. You're right on the nose. So number 3 on the nose, there is this one. If you got the that nail polish ethanol kind of thing off the first one, surely you must get it on this one. Surely. Fruitcake, much more fruitier. Banana split. Is no one getting that? Surely everyone gets that nail polish on there. Ethanol. Is oak. Tobacco, definitely sort of tobacco in there. Oh, coconut. Massive coconut. Massive coconut hit. Esterine nail polish. I'm exactly with you here, Nick. Exactly with you there. Definitely caramel. Definitely. Is that coffee? I was going to say coffee then, but no, I don't think that. Dan is 100% on the nail polish. Yeah, there's coconut definite. There's definitely that there. For some reason I went coffee, but I think it's just gone away now. So nail polish 100% on that. There's a little bit of caramel, but I think it's more vanilla. I think it is more vanilla-y. Or coconut, I forgot. That's slapping me around the face. I don't know where I'm getting this coffee from. I don't know whether it's just me. I poured mine a while ago, mellow on the nose now. Good shout on the coconut. Watered down, like a watered down cane rock. Oh, interesting. I get coconut. Smells like the highest ABV of the 3. Toasted coconut and vanilla. Hint of hot tar. Defo nail polish. Bit of pineapple. More dry coconut. Vanilla side coconut. Right, okay. There's some awesome tasting notes there. Hint of hot tar. I like that. Vanilla buttercream. Vanilla, burnt sugar and coconut. Right. Okay, scores then. So fruit. As coconut is a fruit. I don't think it's a 3, but I want to give it like a 2.5 for fruitiness. Because that coconut is woo, but I'm going to go 2 for fruit. I've forgotten this again. Right, hang on, let's write this down. Floral, spice, wood, roast, round. There we go, right, round. So, floral, nothing. Do I give it a 0? Don't know whether we give it a 0. Same here, creme brulee. I'm getting creme brulee meets banana. I don't get a banana. No, I'm not getting a banana. Not getting a banana. Creme brulee. I like that. Perhaps that's what I'm getting, the creme brulee. But I'm thinking of that as like caramel vanilla. Perhaps that's actually what I'm smelling. Ripe banana on the nose. I don't get a banana. Perhaps I should blow my nose. That might help. Right. Let's whiz through this so we can get the guest on them. The floral. I'm going none for floral. Spice 1. Wood 1. Roasted 1. Wood. I think the nail polish and the coconut overshadows the wood. That's why I don't get anything on there. Round 2. Wow, that's a weird one. 2 0 1 1 1 2. Right. 3 for fruits. So 3 1 1 3 3 1 2. Fruits 3 0 for floral. It's just gone. No, it's marked. There we go. Wood 1, roasted 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 2. Lee, herbaceous, Jurassic Park vibes, butterscotch. Right, you tasting, are you? I'm going in. I'm tasting. Right. Da-da-da. New American oak barrel aged. Interesting. Wow, that's so different again. 2 seconds in, it changes, but there's something so different on the very first sip. What is that? Something right at the start of that before it kind of goes into like vanilla and wood. You get plenty of barrel aging on this. Is anyone picking up? I don't know what that is. Katie gets vermouth, like vermouth. Oh, but yeah, sherry cask. Or I'm not sure about sherry. Well, maybe. I don't know. Cool, the comments are flying in here. I wish this would like permanently scroll like really slowly so I didn't have to keep doing that. There is a savoury now. Coffee. There's something that literally within the first couple of seconds, there's something right there and I can't pick it. But then as soon as it hits your tongue or the roof of your mouth, it goes. Right, definitely woody. There's a lot of barrel aging on that. Vanilla. I don't get much dried fruit on that. There is a tingle of spice. It's not cinnamon. My spice vocabulary goes pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. And I don't think it's clove. So I'm going to whack in nutmeg. Because I don't think it's cinnamon. Bourbon, pepper, butterscotch, savoury notes, Madeira cask. I don't know. I don't get. See, those that I've had before, I don't get those sort of finishes. Madeira, sherry, port, nothing like that. Maybe, I don't know. I get a touch of astringency. Allspice. Allspice, all right, Big G. So, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. Tannic. Slight thyme, cinder toffee. Dun, 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 dun. I can't make up my mind whether I get fruit off that or not. I'm going to categorically say that I don't get any fruit. Yeah, I don't get any fruit. No one's mentioned fruit, so I'm assuming we're all in the same boat here. Also, I did see pear somewhere. I don't know, put pear. Or unless it was pepper. Dan gets pear. Hello, Dan. pine, ash. Dan says tannin. Yeah. Right, okay. So scores. So this one's got the sweetness, don't forget. So sweet, fruit. So these are scores out of 5 before we get to the final scores. Sweet, fruit, spice, woody, roasted, round. Right, so sweet. No. One. Fruit. One. Yeah. Did I give? What did I give? So this is where it all comes unstuck out of 5 because I think it's slightly sweeter than the first one. I need to give 1.5s. I need to abandon Rum X and do 1.5s. Fruit, none. Spice, 2. Woody, I'm going to go 3 because it's definitely more than a 2. Roasted, 2. Rounded, 2. That's what I'm going for that. Right, here's, now I can scroll down again. Aged apple is the only fruit I got. It's got a right burn. Bingo, Ringo, toffee apple, 68 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, Right, before we get into the final scores, I know Tom's shooting his bolt. Right, sweet 1, fruit 1, spice 2, woody 3, 1, 2. Right. I tell you what, this does remind me, very, very slight. I know it's not that, but it does remind me of that Coroni that you lot bought me for my birthday. It's got that sort of, not petroleum, but nothing like the little mini Coroni you got me. But that's kind of got a little petrol-y kind of finish to it, if you know what I mean. 1, 2, 3. Really like this one. Excited to see know the results. 69. All right, you lot are not doing this, so we're just going scores. Right, I've written down 70. I'll be honest. This is my least favourite out of the 3. My favourite was number 2, definitely. So let's see all your scores coming in. 60, nice. 80 for Havana. 82 for that's your favourite. 82, Windy. Okay. Acetone, that's the one. That's the word I'm looking for. 68 for them. I like them in order they came. So 1, 2, 3. So one was Tom. One was your favourite, yeah. So first, second, third. 1, 2, 3, like that. 65, 63. Scott is 2, 1, 3. 80. Right. Okay. 80, 77. Okay. For those of you that haven't done it, rank them in order. So like what Scott, like what Tom's done. So just put your first one first. So just go like if number 1 was your favourite, 1, 2, 3, like that. Just so we can see your favourites. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3. Okay, 1 has been my favourite. 3. So Windy, I know Windy number 3 was the favourite. It's cool. It's right on mix here, isn't it? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. Cheers, Windy. 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3. Right, it's a real split. Real split. So, on that basis, then, which one do we think is the more expensive? One's 40 quid, one is 60-ish quid, and one is 70-ish quid. So which one do we think is the most expensive? If I was a betting man, I don't know. I'm going to stay out of this one because I think my head might be slightly different to all your lot. So I don't know. So I want to know which one's the expensive one. Dusty bin 2, right? 2, 2, 2. So all these numbers that are coming in. Right? Yeah, you're just writing numbers down. I want. So you're going. The numbers you're putting in, like Kay, Windy, Ian. What numbers are those? Are you saying that's the most expensive one? Is that what you're saying? Big G and Windy went 3, 2, 1. 3, 3. So I'm assuming you all think number 3 is the most expensive one. I'm assuming that's what you've put in there. 3 is the most expensive. So which one? All right. So if you've done that, which is the cheapest one then? So 3's the most expensive. 2, cheers bingo. That's what we wanted. 3's the most expensive. What's the cheapest one? I can't wait for this. Mystery guest, if you are watching, I know you're watching because you've sent me a message. If you are watching, if you prepare to come on, I will get you on in a couple of seconds. So just come on. I'll see you pop up on screen. 3, Martin. One is the cheapest. 1 is the cheapest. 1 is the cheapest. 1 is the cheapest. Okay. Number 3 is the cheapest. Next, right? Okay, cool. Tom, 3 the most expensive, and then 1 and 2. I don't know. My favourite is definitely number 2. Definitely number 2. I love number 2. I could quite easily go back for that. I'm just waiting for our mystery guest to pop in. Pop up on screen, and then we'll do this. Yeah, definitely number 2. Oh, we've got DMs everywhere. Right. DMF preview page. And please welcome Halewoods, the Dead Man's Fingers global brand ambassador. Yeah, definitely come back to number 2. Mystery guest, if you're having issues, send me a DM. Because I can't see you popping up on screen yet. I did say he's probably fallen asleep. I did say 8:30. I expected him to pop up at 8:30, but obviously not. I'm sure he'll be here in a second. So, joking. Has anyone got any ideas? While we're waiting for him, has anyone got any ideas of what actually these rums could be? Does anyone recognise him? Does anyone think they've had this before? There's something about number 2, but number 1 and number 3 I've not had before. Definitely not. The tension is mounting. Has the tech? Am I going to have to sort of plunder through this this whole kind of? Let me send him a message. Hang on a second. Let me find out where they were. Let me find out. Right. 2 is lighter, so I get why. Yeah, you see, it does reminded. Oh, I could pop up. Martin, what knowledge have you got? Number 1 was the one I felt I recognised. Decky Doughty. I reckon J Crow just from listening. We have that. Do we have video? I've got a black screen just popped up. I can't see anyone, but I've got a black screen. So I'm doing that. It's just keep coming through the comments. I recognise number 1 too. Number 1 reminds me from Rum from Trinidad. Mystery guest. I could just see a black screen. That's all. I can't see you at all. If 1 and 3 were Dawleys, I wouldn't be shocked. 2 throws me though. Well, okay. Number 2 is lovely. Right. Could put that in. I know I won't be able to hear him. I don't know. Mr. Mystery Guest, if you're having issues, just slide into my DMs and just let me know. I know you're sort of trying to sort something, but I can't. Your camera's not on, whatever you're trying to do. No way is that Dawley's. No, it's not Dawley's. I recognise that too. Just message. Right. Hang on. He's having issues. It says I'm in. Now you need to turn your camera on. Turn your camera on. They want to see your face. Don Papa. It's like Don Papa. I could drink. Oh, potential. Oh, yes, no, yes. Oh, no. The crowd are waiting. They are desperately waiting. The camera nearly came on and then it went off again for 2 seconds. Oh. I can see an initial. I just need the camera to come on and then I'll put him live. Oh, it's gone again. God dear. He said he was going to have a little test. I sent him the link this afternoon. He said he was going to have a little test and a little play. Oh, I don't know. These edge of our seats. Oh, what's going on? What is going on? Bundy. Oh, it's Bundy. I'll tell you what I was going to do while I was waiting for the camera. I was going to do something, wasn't I? I was going to test something side by side. I forget what it was. The suspense. I don't know. These people that don't test their equipment before they come on. They've had like an hour of watching me to kind of come on and sort it all out. But no. They leave it till the last minute. It's a good job I know him. Oh, there we go. Right, hang on. Let's kill that one. Are we ready? Right, let's put the headphones on. Thank you. Boys and girls, let's just do that. I have a little confession. If you don't recognise who this is, it's Big G, boys and girls. It's Big G. Can you say something, G? I can't hear you. Are you muted? Turn the microphone off. No, you're still muted. Big G. So there's a big. While he sorts his microphone out, is there underneath the screen? There's like a little microphone thing. Is that white? I'm assuming none of you can hear him. I'm assuming it's not just me. Hang on a minute. Let me just do something at my end. Just make sure it's not me. Give Katie and Dan a bit of love. That's fine. I can hear that. So, Big G, you're muted for some reason. Your microphone's not on. So while he's sorted his microphone out, I'll give you the premise, the back of what we did. We had a chat. This has been planning now for a couple of months at least. We've been sort of chatting about this, of how to do it and how to kind of, what's the word? Kind of lose your inhibitions about Agricole and that sort of stuff. So you have been drinking Agricoles tonight. I know exactly what they are because I've got the bottles right in front of me. And I thought some of you had caught on last week. We did a very good job of curbing over it, of sort of, getting away from the fact. But, yes, so that's that. It could be. Yeah, you did. I don't know where that came from. I tell you what, Jay, if you can't sort your microphone out, I thought you were testing all this. I don't know. Let's kick this one off. He's got. You can't see this backstage. Oh, hang on. Right. Let's put this one on. And take that one off. Oh, there we go. Oh, right. There we go. Remove source. Right, we've removed that one. There you go. Right, let's turn some volume up. Boys and girls, Big G. So for those of you that don't know, Geraint, introduce yourself. What's your favourite rums? How long have you been drinking rums? Let's hear all about you for a couple of seconds.
So Steve and I have been planning this, as I said, for about a month.
Is that it? Gee, so talking like what's your love affair with Agricole?
It all started off with I know we got this terrible delay again. I don't know why. Well, it started off sort of a family connection. My mum is her family are from Martinique. This was what I tasted with my granddad when I was little. I fell out of love with it in my 20s, but then much later on, I fell back in love with it. I think it's just such a complex rum.
Yeah. Well, hang on. What's the just so I could get a delay check? The moment you hear me stop speaking, just say something.
Yep. Hello.
Oh, right. We're rapid. No. Right. Jesus Christ. Sort your computer out. Jesus Christ. We're losing people left, right, and centre.
This isn't working very well, is it? Hang on.
So I'll tell you what we do. I'll show the first one what we've had, and I'll give you the close up. So, the boys and girls, this was number one. This is what you've been drinking. It's number one, and I can reveal number one was the cheapest rum. This one is roughly about 40 quid. Rum St James, you will see 43% ABV. Agricole. So that was the first one you were drinking. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that like that, that's what that is. Number two, and this is the one Big G got me on when we got together, when we were with Charlie, when Charlie over from Australia, down in, I forgot the name of the bar now. What's the bar? I forgot where it is. But Trois Rivières. And this is just the 40%er down there. But this is absolutely delicious. This is the 60-ish pound one, 63 pounds I think this is. So that was the second one you were drinking. Black Parrot, there we go. And so that's that. And then the third one, I think this is one of G's favourite ones, because this is the one he desperately wanted us to try. It was that one. Habitation Saint Etienne. There we go, 43%. XO, this is the £70 one. There you go. So, boys and girls, that is what you were drinking. I'll leave them on the bar in that order, 1, 2, and 3. Is your mic caught up yet, or are you?
Does that make a difference?
Yes. How rapid are you?
I've worked out what happened. I had to switch off YouTube.
Ah, right. There we go. There we go. That
was the IT issue.
Right, you're real time. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what you can see is you can see the comments in the stream. Yeah, you can see all the banter. You can see all this. I want to know from you lot watching. I want to know how shocked you are. Do you know what? I'm amazed at Karen. Karen, I absolutely love.
Well.
I absolutely love that
way better than you think it is, Karen.
Yeah. You picked two of those quite easily, more than anyone else did. So I'm amazed. Well, not amazed. That's the wrong word. I'm proud of you, Karen. That's just awesome stuff there. Well. But yeah, I mean, as I say, when me, Big G, and Charlie got together, I mean, that was the one that he got me on, and I was just like, wow, that's amazing. Absolutely love that. So that Trois Rivières. So what is your favourite kind of? I know you could go off on many tangents. I know you can talk about 100. Like for this sort of level, let's say under £75. Let's take it up a couple of notches. For under £75.
I have massive love for the HSE brand. So
the
three you've got there on table tonight, I mean, that is one of my favourite rums of all time.
Yeah. Of all time, this one?
Yeah.
Wow.
That for me is up there with your sort of 1870s and all the rest of it. That is one of my favourite rums ever. Right,
okay. Because there was another. Sorry, I've just seen a comment now. I've just turned my volume down. It's me, G. That's all right. So hopefully I'm matching G's sound there. So you can turn the volume up your end because I've come down quite a lot now. Stop peaking there. So HSC. There was another one you kept talking about as well. The Parcelier.
Parcelier. So that's a white. So that's
Oh.
a single variety white unaged agricole. About just under 55 quid a bottle, I think. I love Parcelier. I've got a huge amount of love for that brand as a whole. I think they do some fantastic things. It's a very, very traditional agricole distillery. But interestingly enough, in the recent past, they've done a few experimental bottlings, which have been really interesting. But I just think they've done some fantastic things. They nearly went bust in the, where are we, late 80s. They were bought out after a long decline, and the new owners have really done some very, very good things with that brand.
Wow. So did it went bust? Is this HSC? I'm trying. Because what's the other? Is Habitation Velio as well, isn't there?
Yeah. There's no apart from the word, there's no connection as far as I know.
Okay, fair enough. So 43%. I mean, this is what we wanted to.
Most of them are over 40%.
Yeah, this is what we kind of wanted to accomplish for tonight. We just, as I've already said, we wanted to bust that myth that all agricoles taste like, and to be fair, a lot of you kind of loved Clement, but these are the younger, unaged or rested kind of agricoles.
I think most people outside of maybe the French-speaking world, obviously our first introduction to rum is generally sort of the Captain Morgans, or I guess for some of the younger people, the DMFs and the Krakens. And the taste palette of these is just completely different to that. But also most people, the brands are not very well known. They don't have age statements in the same way that English rums do. They have age statements, but just not in the same way. Although Clement seem to have gone to a more English style of bottling now. And I guess they're just, nobody knows about them. They're a sort of a hidden gem, I think.
So, Nick's got a question. I don't know if you can see that. I'll pop it up on screen so it's there. Yeah. Nick, why did I get vinegar as the initial primary notes on the nose of the HSE?
I don't know, Nick, is the answer. There's certainly a slightly acidic taste to that. I get that. There's a certain smell that comes out of the cane juice that has, some people describe as acidic or vinegary. I've heard people talk about grass clippings, which has that, again, sort of slightly astringent smell to it. It's not something I really get, but I know people who do.
Oh, just replying to Karen. Karen, wrong way. Sorry, I'm looking at the camera. Karen, that's the cheapest. So 40-ish, 60-ish, 70-ish. So cheapest to most expensive. Okay, so that's there. Katie, what's Katie saying? How did these compare to the Severin? Oh, there we go.
The Severin is beautiful. It's the same sort of age as the HSE. I think the Severin is a little smoother. I hesitate to use the word sweeter because obviously neither of them have got any added sugar, but probably more rounded, less agricole. Is that a word? I don't know.
It is now. You're the boss. We had the queen of agricole. You're the king of agricole. Let's put it. Tom's put here. I think I prefer all of these to any of the previous agricole tastings. Maybe the orange. Well, orange is like a liqueur anyway. So
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, Tom, if you look at the agricoles we did before, you look at the Clements, the most expensive in there was the Select Barrel, which is, 35 quid a bottle, Steve, or something like that?
Yeah, about that.
The cheapest one of these is the St. James. These have all been aged, so the VSOPs will have been aged typically for about 5 to 6 years. The XO for 8 to 10. So you're not really comparing apples with apples.
So the VSOP. Say that again. The VSOP, because obviously this is kind of relating this to brandy now. So the VSOP, 6 to 8 years.
Yeah. Well, so the
6.
So the minimum age statements are about is normally 6 for the VSOP. And about 8 to 10 for an XO. So you don't get, one of the things you don't get in agricoles, apart from Clement have just started actually. So Clement have rebranded theirs as, so I don't know if you can see that, they've now gone for a 10-year-old bottle.
Okay.
But most of the traditional agricoles from the Caribbean still go with VX, VSOP, XO, so the same age statements as you get for brandy. And again, I think elsewhere in the rum world, those letters have been abused, shall we say? So I see Steve's got the samples. So I think we're not going to probably do them all, Steve, but start with number one, and there is a reason for number one. I would be really fascinated on the back of what we've already tried to see what you think of number one.
So Big G is doing exactly what we've just done to you. He's doing that to me. So he sent me, I haven't even taken these out of the bag yet. Number one's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he sent me 7 samples here.
Yeah, we're not going to do them all, Steve, I don't think.
No, it's all right. We'll do number one. Looks a bit cloudy.
Yeah,
now I know how you lot feel, because I've got no idea what this is. Whoop. There we go. Hold these up there. Right.
So of the 7 I sent you, this is the only true agricole.
Oh, okay. Only true. So only one from Martinique.
No, this is the only true agricole.
Okay. All right. There's that sort of pear drop nose again. It's a little bit of
So this is of all the rums I own, this is the one that Mrs. G dislikes the most. this is the one that she makes me put on the other side of the sofa while I'm drinking it.
This is. I'd say there's definitely sort of that whatever you guys want to call it.
Smells of rotting bananas.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all.
Tom's asked, is there any sugar in those?
No.
Gee, I was going to say there shouldn't be.
No, they're all true agricoles, no added sugar, nothing. They're just cane juice and water.
These ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah, and this one. Heishi. Are you allowed to add sugar making a tea punch with number one? David, do you know what? So David, hang on. Number 3 was a molasses rum. See, that's the thing. People get that's kind of what we wanted to sort of dispel. That's the word we're looking for. Dispel that whole sort of baby sick, baby vomit kind of vibe, if you know what I mean. Right, let's go and taste this one.
Yes, bingo. They are all column stills.
Oh, flipping heck, that's flipping amazing. What's that?
So that is the cheapest of all the 7 samples I've sent you.
Oh, behave. Really?
Yeah, that's under 50 quid a bottle.
Oh, but it's still quite expensive.
It's under 50 quid a bottle, Steve.
Go on, amuse me. Or at least, go on.
That is St. James XO.
Oh, so the next one, hang on. So the next one up, yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, there's a huge difference between those two.
That's
Jesus.
Yeah. You'd never guess that those came from the same distillery. So that's the same basic liquid that's been in a barrel a couple of years, well, maybe 3 or 4 years longer.
There is zero sort of woody, peppery bite to that. That is an absolute guzzler.
And it's not very easy to buy in the UK, but last time I bought a bottle off Master of Malt, I think I paid about 47, 48 quid for it.
Wow, I like that. Hang on. St. James.
I'll send you a list.
That is, I'll be honest, that's my favourite one of the night. That's so easy drinking.
I like it, I have to say. I do like the St. James XO. It's not my favourite XO, but I'm bearing in mind that the HSC and the St. James, so the 2 distilleries they're not only on the same island, they're on the same side of the same island. They're about, 45 kilometres apart.
Wow. So what's the ABV of the XO?
43.
Same. So it's the same ABV as well.
Yeah.
That is a stunner.
It is, isn't it?
I wish I'd have sent you guys this one now. Oh, mind you, though, that's a decent entry point. That's a huge step up from the Clements, the cheaper Clements that we did.
Yeah.
But that, for another few quid, wow, that's delicious. I like that.
For 47 quid, I think that is a bargain.
I've got nothing to really
compare it to.
know.
And when I joined, this was one of the things that amused me, is that you've got this massive bar full of rums, and at the time I think you had 2 agricoles.
3, because I had the 50%.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough, mate. Yeah,
That one. But that's nuts. See, I really want to go down. Oh, that's delicious. I really like that. It's like the pear, but the honey.
it's much softer than the VSOP, and
It's
it's very different to the H. I prefer the HSE, I have to say, but that is a banging rum. The St James XO is one hell of a rum.
Hang on, I'm just keeping up with the comments here. Hang on.
Doesn't remind. No, I'm not playing the. It reminds me of a plantation game. I'm sorry, Tom. That's just not. I'm not having that, mate.
Hang on. Let me just sort the Don. Just for Don, the microphone. Do I still need to turn my microphone down to match G's?
Or do I need to split mine up?
G's is as high, it's as loud as I can make it. But if I need to,
I can go louder. That's not a problem.
I just want to get someone with some authority. I'm surprised no one else has said anything yet. So that's Jamaica. Thomas fishing. That is lovely. That's absolutely delicious. Cool. That went straight down, that one. Okay. Amuse me then. Yes, you do. Right. Okay. I'll take my mic down just slightly again then. So I've taken my mic down. And then people can turn it up. Cool. I can't really turn my mic down any further than this. So that's as... I've never gone that low in a stream. So we can sort that. Right. Katie. St James VO in France was 20 and Trois Rivières
VO is below. VO is the bottom one.
Yeah. That's it. So VO. So bearing in mind, when you just think about, Katie, the best sort of, or all of you, the best sort of thing to think about, because everyone kind of realised this, is cognac. So you've got VS, VSOP, then XO, etc., etc., etc. These are very similar sort of age statements as cognac, if you like. So your VSs, or if so, even go brandy ways, brandy like 3 stars, 5 stars, 6 stars, and all that sort of stuff. Your VO is even less than that. So, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Gee, amuse me then. Let's go for which is the most expensive one. Let's go from one extreme to the other.
Before we go, well, all right. Let's go for.
Oh, go
6.
on. No, go on.
6.
Do your order. Do your order.
All right. Well,
do 6.
2. Do 2, because this is a rum that
Yeah.
I know you've never tasted. And it is, and this particular version is not cheap.
Okay. Wow.
You might want to put a bit of water in this.
Oh, hello. It's not melted the bag, so it can't be that strong.
It's 60 ABV, 59.2.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. We drink OFTD neat. That's fine. Right. So number 2, 60% ABV. Right. I've got some water here.
I don't know if you like this or not, to be honest.
Nose, nostrils. Oh, I'm not even on screen. There we go. Let's put these. Where's there? There we go. Perfect. Again, there's nothing
It's
on the nose.
Very faint.
It's nothing really overpowering. It's nothing even remotely like that or that on the nose for me.
So this isn't an agricole. It is a cane juice rum. So this is a distillery that you can't buy legitimately in the UK.
Oh, pirates. Pirate import.
Not quite, but sort of.
Marky Mark's in the house. Mr. Thomas. There you go, G. That's one for you.
Agricole, but I enjoy molasses rum. Now I think this is harsh.
Whew. Okay, that comes out of nowhere.
doesn't it just?
That's bonkers. That tastes nothing like how it smells.
Nope.
You're in when you smell it, you think you're in for this like really light column still
Yep.
sort of
Vaguely Cuban, perhaps.
yeah. And then on the wow,
And then on the taste, it's petrol.
honey. It's like a sweeter Coroni. It's sweeter as in I don't mean
No.
sugary sweet, but
So you know it's a distillery you can't get legitimately in the UK. So
is that Barbancourt?
that is Barbancourt.
Is that Barbancourt? Oh my god! So which one's this then?
Oh, this is not even any old Barbancourt. This is 18-year-old single cask Barbancourt, bottled for the family. Not available commercially.
18-year-old Barb. Wow, that is. So all my perceptions. All right, okay. So how does this compare to other Barbancourts? Because all my perception of Barbancourts and Clarins and all that sort of stuff are nothing like what this tastes.
This
smells
doesn't taste much like the commercial availability. The closest I know of is Bristol and that boutique rum company both did single cask Barbancourts a couple of years ago, and they are the only ones I've ever tasted which are similar to this. So I have that much left in a bottle. That's it. I won't show you the bottle because the bottle doesn't contain. It's not what's in the bottle.
Yeah.
I traded it with a somebody in France a couple of years ago. That's all I've got left of it. As I said, it was never sold commercially. So I have seen bottles. I have seen bottles up for auction. I'm not going to say how much they go for at auction.
Jesus. So this, are we talking sort of Coroni sort of prices for this then, or what?
Yeah.
Jesus. Why don't? If you got the gossip, why don't we have Barbancourt over it? I know from a distributor point of view, no one actually buys it to distribute it, but I don't know their end. I don't know whether Barbancourt would actually make enough to release it, if you know what I mean.
Well, I know they've had lots and lots of production problems in recent years because of earthquakes and God knows what altogether. But historically, I just think the UK has just not been a big enough market for them. Their biggest export markets are France and the UK, and the US, I beg your pardon, and they don't do 750ml bottles. It's the same as some of the other producers. I mean, it's fairly simple to.
It's just got a lovely sort of. I definitely wouldn't pick it as a 60%er. I mean, it's strong. It's strong, but I definitely, when I sort of think of like the Navy strengths, the 54 and a halves, the 57s, I would, I wouldn't put it much. Well, I wouldn't put it past them, to be fair. It's got a lovely sort of honeyed finish to it. Definitely nothing even remotely would give the game away to me that it's sugar cane juice.
Nope.
It's a little bit what's the word? A bit more luxurious in the mouth that you kind of get from sugar canes compared to molasses. But even then, I'd struggle to pick that.
Yeah, it's. I do miss Barbancourt. I have to say, I think. Yeah, I know it's available in Germany. It's available in most of continental Europe. I used to always buy mine in France when I used to pop over. But for some unknown reason, it was distributed for a while. I think back in the 90s, somebody brought it in small volumes, but we just never had it in the UK in legitimate volumes.
I've just seen your tasting glass.
Same as yours. Yeah.
Did you acquire some of them the night after?
Yeah.
So the story, for those of you who don't know this story, the story behind these tasting glasses, this is what Black Parrot uses, the rum bar in there. And we were all there. I've been there a couple of times, but we were there that night at Black, and we were just like, where the bloody hell do you get them from? And Amazon. these are great. They're like £6 or £8 for six.
I was going to say, £8 for 6 or something, aren't they? I think I bought 12 of them, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, I've got a few. Oh, this is. Do you know what? I could probably get used to this. It's not an. It's not an every single night sipper.
It's not an every night. It's not an every night rum, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's. You could when you. I'm doing that. I put my lips, my tongue around my lips and my gums. When I do that, that's when I get the real kick of the ABV. There's sort of tannins in it. But certainly on sipping, it's not a feisty burn.
I think my love of agricoles is partly because they are just so different, so complex. They just bring things to the party, which, frankly, I don't think molasses rums do.
So, question for this lot. Without being harsh, which is a brand of agricole that you would avoid? Because it probably gives more baby sick than anything.
So on the basis that I'm sure Windy was here, whatever. I think Steve, have a go at number 4.
4. Okay. Did you get that question? Did you hear the question?
What was?
Like,
oh yeah.
No. From my point, give these guys a brand of agricole or sugarcane rum that you would avoid.
JM.
Rum JM.
Or
JM
not
rum.
Because, not because it's particularly baby sicky, if you like, but it comes from the slopes of the volcano on Martinique, and their rums have that particularly volcanic taste. I'm not sure how best. In fact, they produce a rum called Volcanique, which to me is a bit like licking a barbecue, which is an acquired taste, frankly. Although I don't know, Ganimals gone somewhere, you probably love it. But it's that Nissan is another one that I'm not that fond of, but I think JM is the one that I can get of the true agricoles. That's the one I can get the least excited about. The other thing that is worth noticing is there is a second AOC denomination for Martinique, for Le Gallion, who still produce molasses rum. So they are pretty much the only large distillery left on Martinique that produces molasses rum. And they make something called a Grand Aroma, which are the sort of high ester rums, the equivalent to the Jamaican high ester rums. They're quite interesting, but again, hardly ever imported into the UK.
Oh, is that what? So I've seen you talk about this. The Grand Aroma is those high.
Yeah, so Savannah's,
right.
Le Gallion, that is the high ester rums, the French high ester rums. And again, they tend to be relatively young, but Le Gallion, SBS did a Le Gallion bottling a year ago, 18 months ago, that was phenomenal. But again, you're looking at, 110 quid a bottle.
Wow. There was another question I just thought of then as well, but it's completely gone. No, it's me thinking these questions now for you. What the hell was that? It will come to me in a second.
So this is for Windy.
This one's for Windy.
Yeah.
Windy, I'm taking one for the team. I don't know what I'm doing, but ooh.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, what is that? That is it's nothing baby sick, baby vomit, or anything like that. Not even close. It's like this is probably the closest to creme brulee I've ever had.
Yep. So 46 ABV.
Right.
10, 12 years old, I'm going to guess. There's no age statement on the bottle. Single cask.
This has got that sort of... that's what it reminds me of, creme brulee, but I'm not sure whether I'm getting sort of a banana-y vibe off that as well.
Yeah.
It smells sweeter than anything I've had tonight.
It is by far the sweetest rum we'll try tonight,
I
suspect.
Right,
again,
okay.
As far as I'm aware, no added sugar. So the sweetness is entirely down to barrel aging, which might give you a clue as to the barrel aging. So
right, okay.
So most of the agricoles we tried tonight, they're typically aged in French oak. This one isn't.
So this is blatantly sherry.
Yep.
Although it's not the recent sherry ones I've had have been PX casks. This ain't PX.
No, I suspect this is Oloroso. It says no, refill PX, but
really?
Yep. So it says on the label.
Wow. So if I'm not mistaken, the 1888 is PX.
Yep.
I think that's correct.
It is,
We
yeah.
know the Dos Madeiros is PX.
PX.
This smells nothing like those.
No.
The Ron Cube's PX as well, and it smells
Yep.
nothing like that.
But this is a refill PX cask, so something would have been in this after the PX and before this.
Okay. Oh, it smells delicious. Right, I'm going in.
I think this is a lovely rum.
Oh, you could sell me on that. Oh, hello.
I thought I could.
That has got the sweetness without it being without the you can tell, right? So here's the difference. You can tell that's sort of sweeter, but sorry, that's not what I'm trying to sell. For me, it's sweeter that hasn't been sweetened because it hasn't got that clingy kind of thing around the teeth or the gums. It's just sweeter in texture, if that's right. I know what I'm trying to say. Basically, when something's been sweetened, you get that sort of
Sugary
thing around
taste.
your teeth. Yeah, around your teeth and your gums. It's just, but it was banana-y vibe to this.
Yep.
It's a dry sherry. It can't. Well, if it's PX, well, I mean, you've got the bottle there, so
So this, I have to say, tastes like no other rum I own. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, the bottle. The label is really small.
Oh, it's that. Yeah, I recognise that bottle. Hold it. That's it. And that's it. Focus it there. Perfect.
Yeah. So this.
Yeah, I've seen that bottle a couple of times.
So this is one of their single cask bottles. So this is the West Indies Sugar and Cane Merchants, I think they call themselves. So I don't know what distillery this is. This is from Mauritius. I think it's Lebuensis, but I can't find anything that confirms that online. It's a beautiful sherry finished rum from Mauritius. It's an XO, so that would suggest it's sort of 10 years old. And as I said, per the bottle, it's refill PX butt.
That's interesting.
One of 489 bottles.
I'm trying. See, this is really bizarre. I can't even think.
It tastes like nothing you've got behind you, mate.
No, I'm not even going. I mean, nothing like I've got. But I'm just trying to go for the sweetness level. It's
Cube.
Yeah, potentially.
That would be where I'd go. Or Forza.
No, I probably wouldn't go Forza. I'll tell you where my head is actually going. The Havana. I'm always going to call it Cuban barrel proof, but the Selection de Maestro. That sort of level.
Yep. Karen, if you're on, have you got the Amelia? I would really be fascinated to have you try the Amelia while we're on.
We want you to do. We were chatting about that earlier. We want you to do that, Karen. Crack your Amelia.
So
we want to know.
So while we're in Mauritius, for those who are not familiar with Amelia is Lebuensis. It's a vanilla infused rum from Mauritius. I've laid my cards on the table. It's way too sweet for me, but I recommended it to Karen a while ago when we were talking about her taste, and as I said, I've been massively impressed with her palate this evening. It's just blown me away. You know, the only person virtually who picked these is Agricoles.
I haven't got it here. There was something that I saw earlier. I don't know whether you've seen that, G. She hasn't got it. She hasn't got it there, wherever she is. Katie, this is quite of an interesting statement. I was actually able to sip these neat tonight easier than molasses rums.
I've had that feedback before from people about aged Agricoles, and although they don't have any sugar in them, I think they are sugar and smooth are sort of two words that are interchangeable in the spirits world, I guess, and maybe because they're made from sugarcane juice, whether that means they retain more sugar. That's one for you, Lee. You're the distiller amongst us, but I have heard it before that people find them easier to sip than molasses rums. And
So-
of course, generally speaking, they're not as old.
So, give us your take on this then. Why do you think agricoles have got such not a bad name, but again,
No, bad name, I think, is exactly right. I think
like
the
for
name
me,
doesn't
my
help.
classic example. Why would I have only had 2 agricoles, standard person, and 1 brand? So
Yeah.
you know what? Why do you think that is in the UK?
I think partly because the agricole brands spend £4.75 marketing their products in the UK. You know, if you go to sorry. If you go to a bar, even a fairly serious rum bar, you are unlikely to find many cane juice rums. The other thing is, and I'm trying to pick my words carefully here. They are seen as foreign, odd. They're not, and the name doesn't help. Agricultural rum. You automatically think that, you know, it's like the sort of rum equivalent of Scrumpy, which is definitely not what it was.
I do get it, but it's kind. See, I've not looked at. I want to sort of deep dive a little bit in the history here because I would assume. I don't know. I would assume that sugarcane juice rum was probably the earliest form of rum, but perhaps I've got that completely wrong.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, but if you look at Martinique, if you look at Martinique before the Second World War, most of the commercial rums that were produced in Martinique before the Second World War were distilled from molasses. Now, whether this is true or not, I don't know, but the story that I've always heard is that the reason the distillers like Trois Rivers and St James moved over from molasses to cane sugar was because they couldn't export molasses back to France anymore. And Ron Agricole was originally what the name suggests. It was agricultural rum for local products. It was only because they couldn't get their molasses over to France during the Second World War that they shifted production. And you still, up until about the 60s probably, you used to see molasses rums, so the agricole producers making molasses rums when they couldn't get their hands on fresh cane juice. So you can still get, at auction, you still see occasionally molasses rums distilled by people like Domaceau and Clement from the 60s.
Right, okay.
I mean, they go for stupid amounts of money. I mean, you're looking £400-500 a bottle because they're unicorns.
That is stunning. I absolutely love that.
It's a good rub, isn't it?
Yeah. That is in every night. I'm sure the price doesn't reflect that, but that is in every night slipper.
£100 a bottle.
I
think
it's not as bad as I was expecting. So, yeah, it's not as bad as I was expecting.
Moving from the sublime to the ridiculous, number 5.
Oh, here we go. Jesus. Hang on, let me just rinse this one out then. Number 5, did you say?
Yep.
Right, okay. Right. I tell you what, my slops bottle's getting a bit expensive tonight. No, I'm gonna finish this.
I'm glad you like that one. I really am.
I love that. That's. Well, I don't know. Do you know, all 3 of those so far have been spot on.
Well, I've only been doing this for a few years, Steve.
I know, mate. I know. Not bad for a novice.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So number 5. I think this. I'm not. Again, I put this one in the list because it was just something different. So this is again not a true agricole, but it is closer. I'm not sure I want to answer that question in public.
Was it 3 figures or 4 figures?
4.
4. Right, we'll leave it there.
A bottle of very, very old Clement, Katie, is the answer to your question.
Right, there we go. Right, keeping up with this. Right, just need a bit of water.
So I'll be interested when I get on the nose on this.
Woo! Coroni. Woo! That's one for the car petrol tank. Woo-hoo! Not well, yeah, definitely not nail polish remover or anything like that. But it is petrol-y, smoke,
Yep.
barbecue. Cool, you want a knife and fork with this one, Jesus.
Do me a favour. Pour a little bit of HSEXO.
That one.
Yeah.
Are you going to say it's the same rub? What are you doing to me? Right.
So just compare the nose of the two of them side by side.
Similar, but more pronounced.
Yep.
It's that, but on steroids. So the one you've got, number 5, is that on is HSEXO on steroids.
Yeah.
That is like, so that's like 2-stroke back in the old days, 2-star petrol or whatever it is. That's like 4-star or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? 2-star and 4-star petrol.
4-star, yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, it's just more. It's just higher on steroids. That's all.
So we're talking. What are we looking at? 44. So what's HSEXO? Hang on.
43.
43. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I know you weren't.
Jesus, what happened to that? That right. So that, you get right for you lot at home. You get charcoal filtered. Well,
Yep.
this is not This is like barbecue filtered. Jesus.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So this is part of a collection of rums. So this is Habitat. This is HSEXO again. So it's the same rum,
Right.
right? They produced, I think it was 5 bottles, or 5 different bottlings, all of which had been aged in very different casks. So this is there's a French whiskey company called Roselières who make whiskey and eau de vie. So this is HSE aged in a French whiskey cask.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what that is.
Yeah. Towards you. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I will be brutally frank with you and say I'm not sure I like this. So I own.
Thanks.
No, that's all right. I own all 5. So they did a sherry cask, a port cask. They did this one. They did an Islay whiskey cask, and they did my favourite, which is a Sauternes cask.
Oh, hello.
But I wanted to give you this one because I'm not, as I said, this is one of those I'm genuinely not sure I like. You could run your car on it.
I do get the similarities,
Yep.
but
No.
it's like when you take I'll do the similarities. It's like when you taste, and this is a completely bad example, but I'm going to go with it because it's what came to my head. It's like when you taste Bacardi 8 and 10, even Bacardi 4 and Bacardi 8. You kind of, when you taste them, you kind of know that they're very similar rums. But there's just that difference between, like the Bacardi 8 and the Bacardi 10. These two, you taste them, you get that undercurrent that's very similar, but then they're very different as well. Jesus, yeah, I'm not convinced by that.
No, I'm not. I have to say, I'm not convinced. The Sauternes cask, if I'm honest, I think the sherry cask was okay. The port cask was it completely overwhelmed the rum. The Sauternes cask was outstanding. The 2 whiskey casks were the most interesting, but the ones I liked the least, if that makes sense.
French whiskey.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, bearing in mind Most
Yeah, no.
rum is aged in whiskey casks. I mean, that surprises me.
Yeah,
So
it's aged in a Roselia's whiskey cask, mate.
that speaks volumes of French whiskey, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It explains why nobody's ever fucking heard of it, doesn't it? Pardon my French.
Wow. Jesus. Beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An acquired taste.
Yeah. There's something about it that keeps making me pick it up and sip it, but
No,
I'm not sure I like it. You know.
and to put it in context, so the bottles I'm talking about, the 50 cl bottles, and they're about 80 quid.
Wow. So what's
I'm
that?
not
That's
sure.
about 100
110.
Yeah, a bit more. Probably about 130 quid.
Yeah, that ain't 130 quid rum.
Yeah. Yeah, that's there's something I don't know, there's something weird about it. It just makes me want to keep sipping it, but I don't like it. But yeah, I'm going back for another sip. It's weird. I can't explain it anymore. No?
So, having done something that
crap.
I wasn't suitably impressed by, go for
here we
number
go.
6.
Oh, number 6. Right. Hang on, that was number 5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, HSE.
HSE in a French whiskey cask.
Whiskey. That's cool. I like this. Right. There's some. That one's empty. Oh, that was that other one. Oh. Right.
Yeah.
Right, number 6.
Yeah.
Right. See, this one looks nice and light. Nice column still. That's what we like.
I think they're pretty much
Nice.
all columns still.
Nice,
but-
nice Spanish style light column still. That's what we go for here. Nice bit of Ron Cube, something like that.
Believe me, this ain't Ron Cube, mate. Oh, the smell is delicious. I have to say. So again, we're talking 57.5 ABV.
Ooh, that reminds me of cognac.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's oh. Oh, there's definitely something cognac-y about that.
Yep.
He says there's definitely not by the sounds of that, but
No, I can understand how you get there.
okay. If I just crack, I can't get it. It's all tucked away. If I just cracked my my Martell XO, that's what that reminds me of.
No.
Right. There is a little bit of fruit on there, but there's no. These are all so different.
So this one I think has got a vaguely, and when I explain what it is, it makes sense. A vaguely sort of apple or peary smell to it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
And of course, it's very light in colour.
Shut. Is that's not Calvados finish, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
You're joking.
No.
Wow. Okay, I'm going in.
So see what you think, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. I think this is beautiful.
I flipping love that.
Yeah, I do as well.
Oh my god, I love that.
Now,
so that's got a pep. Sorry, how much? Go on.
How much do you reckon that is a bottle? It is available in the UK. It is currently available in the UK retail.
So I'm going to talk it through in a minute. I 100% get the cognac finish on there, but I get where the apple and pear. So yes, I wouldn't have got to Calvados. I would weirdly. I don't know why. I definitely would have got the apple pear, sort of apple more than anything.
Yeah.
Brandy. I should have put 2 and 2 together and got Calvados. It's got a peppery spice bite to it, which probably for me would go into more cinnamon than anything else.
Yeah.
It's not nutmeg. It's not.
No.
It's not clove. It's more sort of dry cinnamon spice. There's a little bit of toffee to it.
Yep. It's a very dry rum. It has almost no sweetness at all.
I couldn't gauge the price. I would say.
Well, you know me, Steve. So come on, have a punt.
It's got to be somewhere bare minimum 75 and then over up to like 150, 160. I'm going to go £115 and 49p.
195.
Shut, 200 quid a bowl?
Yep.
You're having a giraffe, aren't you?
No, it's that.
Go on, towards you. There you go. Oh, I've seen that. Oh, okay. Wow.
So this is an independent bottler from Holland, I think.
Yeah.
So they were at Rum. In fact, I bought this at the Rum Show. So I was waiting to try it at the Rum Show. This was one of those rums that I desperately wanted to try at the Rum Show. It is so. This is Père Labat. This is a tiny distillery on Guadeloupe. So it's 2013. So it's what, 9 years old.
Yeah.
Single cask, aged in a Calvados cask. It is absolutely beautiful. This blew me away when I tried it at the Rum Show.
The only downside to it for me personally,
it's 200 quid a bottle.
Is the only two downsides to it to me. One, it's 200 quid a bottle. For me personally, I just get a touch too much of that sort of dry spice, that sort of cinnamony.
Fair enough.
But 100%, I get the cognac on that. 100% get the sort of appley pear, green fruit. That is delicious. What's the ABV of it? Remind me.
57.5.
57.5. I'm just going to do. I know this is frowned upon, but I'm just going to do something very, very.
Yeah, it does work.
It's about 2 or 3 mil there.
Yep.
If that.
I'll do the same. I quite often water this one down, actually, just a little tiny bit.
Oh, that brings more sort of petrol out.
It changes it completely.
Oh, it almost loses the.
It loses the sweetness. It loses the
Yeah.
apples.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. Isn't that bizarre? So this goes back to like, why do some? I think this is sort of on Karen's point. Let's bring Karen's up there because there's a little discussion to be had here. It's like, let's put that on screen so everyone can see. Is the higher ABV because they are unique casks, or are most agricoles higher ABV? So I'll let G answer that.
So the answer in the first bit is, if you look at the sort of mainline brands we started off with tonight, so the HSEs, the Trois Rivières, the St James's, most agricoles are bottled at between 40 and 45, so 42, 43%. When you then get into the single cask bottles, which are most of the stuff I've had Steve on tonight, most of them, whether they're sugarcane rums or molasses rums, are bottled at cask strength, which is typically somewhere between 55 and 60%, somewhere around there. But typically, agricoles are at a higher ABV. I mean, 40%, particularly white agricole, 40% white agricole, generally very nice nose, lacking a little something on the taste.
Which brings me to my point now I'm going to make. Right.
Yeah.
For me, just even, so there's about, I don't know, 15 mil in that glass.
Yep,
probably a bit less. Probably about, yeah. And I've just added literally half a bar spoon. So like 2 mil of water, if that.
Yep.
Completely and utterly changed that for the worse.
Yeah, it destroys it.
When you get these sort of higher ABVs and you think, why have they left it at that higher ABV and not watered it down? It's because they're flipping master blenders. It's because they've blended it to that ABV.
There are some single cask rums you get where when you whether they're molasses rums or agricoles, when you water them down, they open up a bit. There's something happens when you add a little bit of water. But by and large, the guys who blended this, the guys who bottled it knew what they were doing. They didn't adding water doesn't do anything to the list.
Just writing that down. That's dramatically changed that. I would struggle to even pick that's cognac now.
Yeah, no.
Let alone the apple.
I think with water that is destroyed, frankly.
That's gone from a really nice rum to I can't even finish that now.
No.
That's just it's too. I'm just going to call it the Corona word. It's too Corona-ish, too petrol-y, too. Yeah.
So we'll go with what I was always going to do as the last one. I think this is the only one of the rums I sent you that you tasted before, Steve. But as a talking point,
Okay.
I think it's had to be included in the list I sent you, and that's the only white rum I sent you, number 7.
Right. Okay. And while I'm
If you were to
pouring,
mix
you can
your-
answer in that. He'd get the Rubicon out, wouldn't he? He'd get Rubicon passion fruit.
Well, actually, I do quite enjoy it as a punch, but a Port-au-Prince.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So this is the only one I think you tasted before, and as a talking point, I just think this is absolutely. So we're sliding back down the price scale. So this is just over 50. You know what this is.
Holy shit. Is this the pot or the column?
The column.
The column. Wow.
This is
This is Renegade.
Yeah, this is Renegade. Yes.
Wow. That is just. It's amazing.
Beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
I want to describe the aroma. Let's nail down the aroma for people, because even I don't think this is on
It's not
Windy's baby sick scales.
So before we start the aroma, let's just make sure everybody's on song and knowing what this is. So this is best described as the world as a very big science experiment. So this is a rum from Granada. They have produced 3. Is it, Steve?
Yeah, they've just dropped a 4th, but yeah,
Just
3.
dropped a 4th, haven't they?
Yeah.
So this is pure sugarcane rum from Granada. They're experimenting with different varieties of rum, of sugarcane. They're experimenting with different terroirs, different stills. And I tried it for the first time at the rum show, and yeah, they blew me away. These are the unaged, the first releases. And if you look at their website, there's loads of stuff in there in terms of what they're growing, where they're growing it, etc., etc. It is really interesting. But so come back to where you are with the smell.
Yeah. So hang on, Ganimal,
Yeah.
you've had this at Rumfest Manchester. These were the 2 bottles. So just to fill in a little gap there, I'm sorry, I'm probably missed it. G probably said it. Just to fill in a tiny little gap, the first 2 releases, what they did, they had exactly the same sugarcane juice.
Yep.
One went through a pot still, and one went through a column still. Everything else about it, so they've got 2 green bottles. One says pot and one says columns. Everything else about those rums are identical, apart from the distillation.
Still.
One is pot and one is column. And they are just like chalk and cheese from that. And they're amazing. I remember Ganimal. Ganimal absolutely loved them. And that was the point where it just tipped. For those of you having a running banter, it was the point that he just tipped over the edge with these, because he mind swept them. These are amazing. I absolutely adore these.
So they produced, well, forget the 4th one, they literally just dropped. They did 2K in 1 pot, I think, didn't they, Steve? If memory serves me right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
2 column 1 pot.
2 column 1 pot. And I just think what they're doing, the Capelli stuff out of Belize is doing something similar. This is just sugarcane juice, water. That's it.
Yeah.
And
hang on, Nick. Yes, the column Renegade.
this is column. Yeah.
I think Nick's got one. I think Nick's going to crack his open.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
He has. Yeah.
I missed that. So
in
these
terms
are
of in terms of aroma. I mean, I just get this sort of quite sweet smell. Yes, you get the whole vegetal, the grass, you get all that, but I know this is going to sound stupid, but it smells of sugar.
yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. I do get the if Windy's going to classify anything as baby sick, this is probably the closest that I think he would get to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Without being like rum JM or anything like that. I mean, I think they are a level on their own. From my, I've got I forget what it is now, the green one, the green and sort of yellow label rum JM, or had. But there's just something about this. This makes I fell in love with this at Rumfest, Manchester Rum. Carl Short, Cheese Boy, was with me at the time when we had this, and Ganimal, and a few others. Rum the Show was there with me as well. Amazing stuff, absolutely amazing.
I think this is this. I opened the Kapali for the first time over the weekend, and that was stunning as well. More
really?
More dark back than this. More this. This one is sort of slaps you in the face. Kapali is more subtle, but this is just.
Yes, Nick's on it. So is that a Kapali that was on offer? That stupid price one at 22 quid or whatever it was. Wow.
I've been looking to buy it for a while just to see, because it's the same idea as this. It's a single cane variety, terroir driven, no sugar, no nothing rum. And I'd been meaning to buy it for a while and just never got round to it, basically. And when the offer came up on Amazon for, what was it, 23 quid or something, I thought, it'd be stupid to refuse. And this is, well done, Nick. Yeah, it is delicious, isn't it? Yeah.
He's just seen, if you've seen that, the red fruits on the nose. I don't know. By red fruits, what you get? I think cherry, raspberry, strawberry, and I don't get any of those. Mind you, I personally don't get raspberry off Rum Fire that a lot of people get, especially Ganimal. Yeah, I don't get the raspberry at all on that. But last night,
as you say, Nick, much more subtle than this. This is sort of, I don't care. I'm going to smack you in the face. I'm an agricole. Whereas Capelli, I think, is trying to be something else.
So, and this is one for Nick as well. And I'm not saying do it tonight, but sometime this week, Nick, while it's fresh in your head.
Stunning tea punch, by the way.
Oh, if you've got the pot still version of this as well, just at some point, I mean, you'll do it over. If you've got it there, you'll do it. But just see how different. I mean, they are so different. Yeah, bearing in mind, it's exactly the same thing, except it's the still. Just the still makes all the difference.
All three varieties, and they are just stunning.
David, yes. Sorry, David's Trois Rivières. Yes.
Yes, yeah. They're pretty much all column still. Almost all agricoles column still.
I love this. I mean, I'm a little bit.
I love it.
I don't know how to position it on the channel at the moment because it's over 50 quid.
Only
just-ish.
Only just.
But
was it 55 or something?
Yeah, but I've just got to find the topic that it would get views at because I think it needs the love. I think it's just so fascinating how I mean. Carl was with me and his missus and a few others. Ganimal won't remember this, I know this, but it just generally blew me away how the two liquids were so different. There had to be some kind of magic, this jiggery pokery going on because they were so different. This is delicious. I love this.
If you read their blurb and you look at the stuff on their bottles, you can literally find out which field the cane came from.
Nick's on it now. So Nick, I'm in now. Now I'm going to focus on you. We focused on Karen a second ago. I'm going to focus on you, Nick. I've got a rough idea of what your previous favourite rums are. I'm intrigued to see how this bearing in mind this is sugarcane juice that you've openly admitted that you won't have had before, really, and how it sort of really compares into those favourite rums that you've had before. It's an outright sipper. Mixing this would be a travesty. See, I mean, I'm turning into him.
My work here is done, Nick. My work here is done.
Nick, you haven't transported us to the rolling hills of Spain. Claire's here. Hello, Claire. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is, isn't it? I mean, as an unaged white rum, there are not many white rums I sip, but that is one of them.
I will. My mission, and I'm hopefully they're going to be there because I know who's behind. I know who's behind it, and she used to be a good friend of mine. So hopefully, I'm going to chat to her at Rumfest, and I would love
if we could get them on for Sunday.
Yeah,
that would be just stunning.
I will even if they can't donate the bottles, I will buy the bottles.
I'll buy the bottle. I was going to say one of us will buy the bottles.
I just want her time to explain it because she used to, the lady that's kind of doing this. Yeah. Used to be back in my day the global brand ambassador for El Dorado. Yeah. She's a lovely girl. She's been in whiskey now for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, but she's come back to rum for this. Known her for the best part of 15, 16 years. Her knowledge is phenomenal, and I would love to get her on the show to share this with you guys. So if I can make that happen, I will do. True. I don't remember. Yeah, so Ganimal, this was, I don't remember, so Ganimal, this was on the same stand. It was, oh, Jesus, what's his name? I forgot his name now. It'll come to me in a minute. It was the same guy that was giving us these rums. The Clarens were there, right there beside him.
You can't, Tom. The two, it's like comparing whiskey and brandy. They're both spirits distilled from sort of oats and barley and what have you, but or brandy comes from wine. They're two completely different things. This is my point about agricole. It's I think this is what I get frustrated about sometimes. I think because we all come from the world where the first rums we tried are molasses. Our starting point for tastes are the molasses rums, and they are just completely different.
I mean, even something like Veritas, even something like that is pop still and column still.
Yeah.
Because it's molasses, it's still, and you've got those sort of grassy, herbaceous notes in that. It's still a world away from being. And Nick can probably help out with the language as well now, to be fair. It just, that is a grassy and herbaceous rum is so different to what's it called, Veritas or Probitas for you guys in the States. That's a grassy and herbaceous-ish rum.
It's not really.
They're just so different. They are a little bit, but I mean the nose, the aroma is completely different. For a start, it's.
I have a bottle of that somewhere, and I remember trying it and going like,
Love this. Where's Nick? Nick's gone quiet now. Chalk and cheese. Let's put this on. Nick, there's going to be some interesting chats about this over the next couple of days. Yeah, that's lovely. That is absolutely delicious.
So on basis we tried all the others, we ought to try number 3.
I was going to say this number 3 there. What was this? Renegade Column.
Renegade Column.
Yeah.
So number 3 again, not an alcohol.
Not an alcohol. So, guys, I know some of you are like keen as mustard to go and buy stuff. Just leave it. If you don't want to buy a whole bottle, leave it with me. I'm going to do my best to get her on and do a live stream with us. We'll see what we can do, but I won't have that chat until Rumfest. I'll definitely catch up with her at Rumfest. And if I can make it happen, I will, because I know a lot of you like to try it before you buy it and stuff like that. I appreciate it won't be for everyone, but I just want to save you 50 odd quid if I can.
It is stunning rum.
Right.
Now, this of all the rums we tried, this is probably, except for the Babencourt, this is probably the hardest to get hold of in the UK.
Ooh. Foreign imports. I like this. Right.
Again, it is imported into the UK, but in tiny, tiny quantities.
Oh, okay. Right. Here we go. Number 3.
So this, again, might be one for Windy.
Windy will be in bed now with COVID, won't he?
Yeah,
I haven't seen him for the last hour. Get well soon, Windy. Ooh. Oh, that's weird. Nail polish with a hint of fruit.
Yep.
Ooh, what's the fruit? I like that. I like the word. I'm going to stop using nail polish. Acetone. Acetate. I like the word. It's whoever said it earlier. But there's like a healthy dollop of fruit in there.
Yep.
I'm going. Oh.
So this is the only 40%er we've tried.
Oh no! Don't want that. Well, the only other one was Trois Rivières, so I still can't believe that's a 40.
That is a really good rum, actually, to be fair. But yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I can't pick the fruit on that. Can't pick it right. I'm going in.
Doesn't taste like what you think it does.
Nope. Ooh. There's... What the hell is that? That is so different. These tasting notes on these are so different from molasses rums. So different. He's gone now, look. They are like...
Sorry, I just needed to sort something out.
No, it's all right. They're just... You know, with the molasses rums, you get your burnt sugar, you get your toffee, you get your vanilla, you get your wood and all this. You get your pineapple, you get your coconut, you get your mango.
This is one of the reasons I fell in love with agricoles, that they have a completely different tasting palette and one that is far more complex.
Acetone is not for me.
So where do we think we might be in the world? So it is sugarcane juice, but it's not an agricole.
I'm going. Where am I going?
I'll give you a hint.
I'm not going to Madeira. I'm not going for Riso. I'm probably going more.
I'll give you a hint. It doesn't have an H before the U.
The what? Doesn't have an H before the U.
So in the word rum, it doesn't say RHUM. This is not a French. This is not a French rum.
Okay. Well, bearing in mind, I've got the Australian version here, and it's not that.
The aged version of that is actually very nice, but it's not the aged. I nearly sent you the aged version of that, actually.
Did you? Sugarcane juice. What the hell?
So you've just bought some sugarcane juice, haven't you?
It's not Labradorne, is it? Is it?
No. Have you got the Orizario?
Oh, it is bloody Madeira, Portugal.
Yeah, but it's not
Orizario.
It's not Orizario.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, say that again. Orizario?
Yeah, Orizario.
I just see my chav, Orizo. That's what I said earlier. I went, it's not Orizo.
It's not. You're right. But it is Madeira and alcohol.
Ooh, that is delicious.
Isn't it?
A honeyed agave.
Yep.
Slightly.
It's slightly sweet.
Slightly. So that's Monin's new brown sugarcane, right?
Okay, I've never tasted that, so that's not.
No, but bearing in mind, this isn't necessarily Demerara sugar. It's that kind of taste. It's that sort of sugar profile.
Yep.
Ooh, that's quite nice.
So okay, so I've given you the.
It's got. It's got to be. Oh, you've said it. It's a 40, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no kick to that at all. There's absolutely zero kick, right?
Zero kick at all. So there's only 3 distilleries on Madeira.
I only know one of them, so.
So that's that. That's Hinton 6.
Oh, Hinton. Okay, I've heard of Hinton through you before. 6 Anos. Okay.
So Hinton's. I've been to the Hinton's distillery several times, and I think they last spent any money on new machinery in about 1846. It is the most prehistoric distillery I've ever seen. But they finish everything in Madeira casks, and that's the taste.
Wow. Decky's piped up. We love Decky. Decky's got a belter for you there.
Sajus.
Yeah.
I think the Clarins are unique and interesting rums. They are. Somebody once described them to me as the mezcal of rum, and I think that's probably a good description.
I think so I've fallen in love with some of the Clarins.
Yeah.
The Sanson and the Saju. Yeah. I think they are released per year though, if I've got that right.
They are, yeah.
So I think the last one we had was the 2018.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
2018 came out beginning of the year, end of last year maybe.
Yeah. So as far as I'm aware, that's virtually sold out. I haven't seen that anywhere, the Saju. And the Sanson sold out way before that.
Yeah.
Dean McGregor. Sorry, Dean was the guy. It was Lee at Manchester Rumfest. Dean is the global brand or UK brand ambassador.
You've got 4 or 5 individual Clarin brands, so the Sajus, the Casimir, etc. And then you've got, is it Saint Boniface is the other one?
St Benevolence.
St Benevolence, that's it.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Communal, which is sort of a mixture of 4 or 5 of them.
Communal, there we go. Haven't actually cracked that yet. I've obviously had it at Rumfest, but I haven't actually cracked this yet.
It's a bit underpowered for me, but it's not as good as the Sajus. The Sajus is the one that really leaps out to me, and the Saint Bonival. I think those are the 2 that.
See, I think the Sanson was actually my top pick. I can't remember between the 2, if I'm brutally honest.
Completely different. Everything you've tasted tonight, apart from the Renegade, is aged. This isn't.
Yeah. See, this is like the Renegade on the nostrils.
On steroids.
Yeah. Woo! So it's 43% as well. But it tastes nothing like how it smells.
Nothing.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually quite delicious. Very easy going. It smells on steroids, but very easy going.
The Communal is quite easy to drink.
Let's put that there so people can see. Let's for those of you who can't, let's just go, because I've got the bottle. Let's give you a close up. There it is. The nose, the nostrils is enough to. I thought I said pigeons then for a second down here. The nostrils is enough to put anyone off, but the taste is nothing like how it smells. Absolutely nothing. Wow, that's number 3. So remind me what number 3 was.
William Hinton 6.
William Hinton. There we go. William Hinton 6.
William Hinton 6.
So the only time I've ever heard of that is through you. I've never heard of it before.
Well, this goes back to my slightly sort of laughable £4.65 argument. So I grew up drinking French agricoles. I'd never heard of William Hinton until I was in Spain running a restaurant, and a friend of mine round the corner was Portuguese, and he drank William Hinton. I'd never heard of it. I didn't even know it existed. And it is outstanding rum. It's a really, really good bottle of rum. But, MOM, yeah, that's not bad, but it ain't William Hinton's, mate.
So say that again.
Orizaniano.
Rosario. Yeah. Rosario. I'll definitely call it Orizo.
Whatever, mate. But it ain't William Hinton's.
Yeah, that's delicious. That's really, really nice. That.
But if you want something genuinely special this week, I managed to snaffle pretty much the last bottle of that.
Oh, is that Labradorne? What's that?
No, that is Rum Liberation. That is this year's Liberation. So the story behind this is a joint venture between Veliers and one of the sort of top grappa producers in Italy. And Windy will tell you bottles of that find its way. They produce a new variety every year, but bottles of that produces into auction regularly. So this is the first year I've ever managed to buy a bottle not at auction. So I'm very happy with the fact that I managed to buy a bottle retail rather than at auction this year.
Wow. Awesome.
So yeah, that was pretty much the last.
There's a lot of people signing off. If you're still here, I don't know how long ago with that. See you later. Thank you very much. I know you've probably already gone now, Nick and Katie, Dan, and all that. That's cool. Andrew, I'm not sure when Andrew just tuned in. Andrew's over in the US, I think. I do believe. I'm not sure whether he's missed, but you can answer that.
Well, because you've got access to the Agricole, to the Babin Courts. The Babin Court 5-star would certainly be a good play. The other one that I've raved about recently as a sort of a starting bottle is that, which is
Clement 10.
The Clement 10. I think that is a stunning bottle. So that is
That's interesting. That's So is that a dramatic step up from like what's the other one? There's a Select Barrel. There's one in between that.
The VSOP.
VSOP. That's it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is a stunning bottle. I mean, I love the HSE XO, but it was interesting tonight that it got a mixed reception. The Trois Rivers VSOP and the Trois Rivers 12. I've got a lot of time for Trois Rivers. There is also something called their Triple Milician, which is a mixture of, I think it's 2005, 2010, and 2012, which is stunning.
Wow. Cheers, Philip.
Yeah, I think these are unexplored rums.
Are there any cachaça? I tell you what,
I've never really got into cachaça. That's one of the things I really need to sort of spend some time getting to understand.
So, I've got this.
Is that the Boutique Rum Company one?
Yes. So this is off the back of a conversation I had last week, or week before now, but also with Louis Fernandez. Louis's got another YouTube channel. And Louis is my sort of go-to Latino spirit expert. He's got some awesome stuff. And Novo. So the little bit of history about Novo Fuego, I can't even say. That's the most basic thing to say, and I can't even say that. Novo Fuego. Novo Fuego. So, Novo Fuego is actually not a distillery. It is a brand that buys up rums, shall we say, to a secret. I don't know how to describe them. Basically, you don't know where the rum has come from. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. So yeah, Novo Fuego is. I think how it's got described to me is they have their set rum, but they always blend it with something else, so you never know what that is. Now, I don't know whether that's right. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but that's
I've heard that.
how it's kind of explained. So I've never had this or anything remotely close to this. I'll have to crack one of these. There we go. So this is basically Brazilian cachaça. I have got the tasting notes for this. I'll give you this stuff. Three-year-old. Right, let's give you that little bit. Oh, wrong way. Overshot. 3-year-old, 41.2%, and that's that. I don't think there's anything on the back, but I will zoom that in for you. I have got the PDFs and everything here from Atom, from Pete Holland actually. So I've got everything to share about this, all the knowledge you need. Oh, the nose is very different. Wow, nose is it's completely different. So again, to anything we've had tonight. What the hell is that? That's even more sort of, it's this undercurrent of honey. What the hell is that? It's like a cream soda. But no, I can't pick that now. I've totally lost what that is. I tell you what, if this stream might go a bit bizarre, but I can easily pull up this the tasting notes for this and the information. I might even be able to share this on screen if you give me 2 seconds. That's quite. Honey spice. Hang on, let me go. Floating Rum Shack. Oh, yeah, I told you my stream would go funny. Right, there we go. That one, boom. And come on, chop chop, open up. There we go. Right, and right. You probably all heard that. That was my email opening up. Right, Novifogu. I need to put this in the actual Discord because I've got the whole back catalogue, PDF tasting notes and everything, all the information about all the boutique rum companies. I just need to find Novifogu quickly. Oh, no, they're the new ones. So we're back here. Cancel. This is really dull TV. Really sorry. Diamonds. Casana Santa. Where the hell's it gone? These are not in any order. That's the most annoying thing about them. Secret. Haiti. Haiti 17-year-old. Is that the Barbancourt one?
Is that the batch 3?
Batch 3, yeah. 17-year-old batch 3, yeah. Hang on, I can share this in a second. Isan, Labadorne, Orizo, Novifogu. Right, hang on. Let me see if I can bring this on screen. Share screen. What's going on here? That's allow, boom. Right, and let me put that and right. Which one is that going to be better? No. That one. Can I make that bigger? Oh no, I can't make it any bigger. That's a bit shocking, isn't it? Right, okay. I will zoom into this. Right. So basically, for those of you that can see it, this is the Novifogu. I'm on my laptop now. Cachaça, National Spirit of Brazil, blah, blah, blah. Perhaps still more than misunderstood outside the country. Novifogu, however you say it, is a partnership of an American company and a distillery in southwest Brazil. They share a desire to be fully sustainable in their operation. Blah, blah, blah. Tasting notes: cinnamon, fresh coconut, black tea mingled with hints of spiced marzipan. That's what I'm tasting. Marzipan. So cinnamon, fresh coconut, black tea, hints of spiced marzipan, spiced white pepper, cardamom, eucalyptus, roasted parsnip sweetness. Yeah. That's bizarre. I really can't make that any bigger. I'm really sorry. Which is really annoying me now. If I full screen that. Yeah. that don't work, does it?
That doesn't help.
It doesn't work at all. It's getting to that stage of the night where I'm calling it quits anyway. So I'm just faffing around just to kind of. Where's the bloody zoom on here? It's down the bottom here somewhere, isn't it? Right. Oh, I can't zoom in. I can't make it any bigger. Perhaps if I do that, does that work? Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. There we go. Happy days. Right, I will now scroll through to, what was the other one we wanted?
Batch 3, Haiti.
Batch 3, Haiti. So, Labadorne, Isan, Haiti. There it is. I can't. Well, I can see it on my bottom screen down there.
Yeah, originating from the country's biggest distillery, so that's Babancourt.
Yeah. Distilled in 2004, matured in Haiti, 6 years. Rum was then transferred to the UK for the remainder of its maturation. Label. Let's talk about the label. A gloriously fruity nose of dried mango, pineapple pieces, creamy vanilla custard, grassy with hints of eucalyptus and green tea. There's a lot of this sort of eucalyptusy honey, sort of. What's the Mexican agave? That's what I'm thinking of. Palate, soft sweet plums with papaya and fruit. Wow.
I have to say, I don't get any plums in that.
So these tasting notes will be from Pete Holland. Pete Holland's done all this. The Floating Rum Shack, whatever his brand is.
Who is, how can I put this delicately, not the biggest fan of sugarcane rum?
Yeah, no, he by his own admission he's not. But he's getting into the one I put away. Rise Up, whatever it's called. He's really getting into that now. He's learning because he's been over to Madeira a few times, so his knowledge of that is really progressing. Finish sweet. He's saying I've got that to look forward to as well. Cool. Right. On that note, I don't know what time is. I've lost track of time, but half 10. It's got to be later than that, surely. I am. Boom. I can't even see the time. Oh, it's half 10. I'm going to call it quits. Geraint, thank you so much for giving up your night.
Pleasure.
There's been some amazing knowledge, some amazing flipping phenomenal rums here. Like absolutely amazing. I think, well, I can't think my favorite. One of my favorites was number 4. I forget what it was, but I've drawn a little picture. I've drawn a little picture of the funny bottle.
Yeah, the Mauritius and the sherry cask. Yeah, I can understand.
Number 1, absolutely love number 1, St James XO.
So yeah.
Obviously, I like the Renegades anyway. And I think number 2 kind of blew me away as well. To be fair.
Yeah, the Babancourt.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I think, as I said, XOs don't. Agricole doesn't really get the love it deserves. Cane juice is dismissed as everybody tries Clermont 40. I'm not having a go at the brand at all. I think Clermont makes some beautiful rums, but everybody gets the sort of 40% whites, and that's it.
Yeah, no, some awesome stuff in there. We'll have to do some more agricole. I'll have to find a way of kind of putting it into the channel a little bit more somewhere. I need to deep dive. I'm basically taking October to work on the business instead of in the business. I'll still be filming videos, but I haven't got any Saturday parties or anything like that. So I kind of need to work out how to sort of position sugarcane juice into the channel and stuff. But there's a lot of love flowing in for you. Andrew Mainprice. I for some reason when you comment, I thought you were US. I was convinced you were US with some of the comments you've left on YouTube. I'm really sorry, I didn't realise that. Mark's over in Belfast, should we say, Northern Ireland, says thank you. Mark Thomas is there. Good night. Tom. Oh, tasting. Hang on. Tom's put in. Those hefty aromas of butterscotch, caramel, cardamom,
Oh,
pine
that's
needles.
the cachaça, isn't it?
Oh, is that a Novel Fuego? Is it
Yeah, yeah.
Novel or whatever it's called? Novel Fuego. That. Karen, thank you. I honestly,
Karen,
yeah,
genuinely, when I was reading before I came on tonight, when I was reading the comments, I was blown away by the fact that you were pretty much the only person who picked up sugarcane, and
yes.
for that yeah, I was just so amazed.
I don't think she said whether she actually liked him or not.
That's not the point. See, for me that is not the point, Steve. For me, it's that that she got the taste.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Claire will watch back. Claire Kleiner knows. Claire's got cheat mode activated. She's come in. She's in the last sort of few minutes or so. Seen what we've tasted and gone. Oh right, I know what
I know what the
I'm
answer
drinking.
is.
Yeah. That's funny. Dom, thanks. Cheers, Don Wanderer. So again, thank you, Geraint. Thank you so much for
pleasure,
this.
guys.
We will
Pleasure, guys.
do more sugarcane juice in the future. 100%. We have to because it's so. I mean, even just tasting that and that. There's so many angles to do this from like sugarcane juice to agricole to clarin to you know.
I just think it's the range of sugarcane rums is just so much more than the range of molasses rums. I love molasses rums. I've got literally hundreds of them, but I think the tastes that are just there's just so much more variety.
The one thing I will and I 100% agree. The one thing I will add in there tonight is like the rums you've sent me plus the rums we had. There wasn't so when you taste the molasses rum, it's always that barrel aging, vanilla, toffee, caramel, tropical fruit sort of things. These are so varied. It's almost like sugarcane or sugarcane juice takes on more flavours from other things than molasses rum does. I don't know whether that's right, but
I don't either. One of the things the French in particular introduce is the whole terroir thing. And some of my friends who are French will tell you that molasses is a generic product. So whether the molasses comes from Guyana or Jamaica or Haiti, molasses is molasses. Now I'm not entirely certain if that's true, but that sugarcane juice isn't.
yeah,
That it really depends on the variety of the sugarcane, where it's grown, etc., etc.
100% agree with you.
And certainly, if you taste something like Can Bleu, for example, the Clement Can Bleu, and you taste that against, there are a few white agricoles which are made 100% with black cane. Yeah, the two taste completely different.
I think that's and just I mean, just to kind of elaborate in that very second, when you take so with wine, I think this is the thing, right? And people will understand this. With wine, grapes are very reliant on the terroir, on the climate, on the the soil type. Well, that's all part of the terroir anyway. But the way the hills face towards the sun or out of the sun, grape. And I think because this is inherently just sugar cane that's been juiced, it's that kind of thing. Whereas molasses, gets distilled, boiled, blah, 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 gets crystallized and you've got this syrup that comes out of it. With sugarcane juice, you don't. All you've got is the juice from the cane and where it's grown. So I'm waffling, but
Karen,
it's kind of...
if you can drink a tea punch, that is not far off neat agricole. If you think about what you're adding a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of sugar. That's it. That's all you're doing.
And Joe that's just come on. We're just about to leave, but Joe that's just come on from New Zealand. We like this. My first time tuning in live from New Zealand. Only watched the last 2 minutes. Hopefully, just bear with us at the start. Well, the first half an hour is fine. There's like a funny sort of 10 minutes in between.
Yeah, well, my IT doesn't work. I apologise for that.
But Joe, Joe, if you love rum, come and join us in Discord. Come and join us in the Discord. We'll chat. We've got a few Australians. We let all you lot in. It's fun. But once again, Grant, thank you so much, mate. Honestly,
Thanks,
and honestly, I've said it again, but I want to thank you for that night me, you, and Charlie had down in Black Parrot, because that was the night that sort of when we tried that and a few others.
Yeah,
that was the night that well and truly opened my eyes up.
Mate. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, thank you very much. On that note,
Thanks, guys.
next week is the bounty. That's all being shipped tomorrow morning, so that'll be out in the post for you tomorrow. So you'll easily have that. All the foreigners have already got theirs, but the UK people, you'll easily have that by next Sunday. Bounty. So Dave Marsland will be on next Sunday with us. He is Mr. Manchester Rum Festival, Mr. Spirit Bam for the UK, so Chairman's Reserve, Clement, Bounty. His rum knowledge is phenomenal. So next week I expect to be a brilliant show as well. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in.
Good night, guys. Good night.
Cheers, Big G, and we will see you Discord.